Embarrass yourself.
Once upon a time, people disagreed. Now they despise. The greatest victory of modern politics was never convincing people who was right. It was convincing them that everyone else was the enemy. The far right points across the divide and sees traitors. The radical left points back and sees monsters. Both stand on opposite sides of the same burning bridge, screaming at one another while the fire spreads beneath their feet. And somewhere in the distance, the people in power smile. Because a population at war with itself is a population that asks fewer questions. The far right sells fear. It tells people that everything familiar is under attack, that their culture is dying, their nation is being stolen, their identity erased. It offers simple answers to complicated problems and turns anxiety into anger. The radical left sells moral certainty. It divides the world into oppressors and oppressed, good people and bad people. It promises justice but often delivers judgment. It speaks the language of inclusion while sometimes treating disagreement as a form of heresy. Both sides claim to be fighting for the future. Both sides spend most of their time fighting each other. The result is a society trapped in permanent conflict. Every issue becomes a battlefield. Immigration, gender, race, climate, history, free speech. Nothing can simply be discussed anymore. Every conversation becomes a test of loyalty. People no longer ask, "Is this true?" They ask, "Which side said it?" Facts are filtered through ideology. Reality itself becomes negotiable. Families stop speaking. Friendships end. Communities fracture. Not because people have different opinions, but because they have been taught that different opinions are evidence of moral failure. The far right sees weakness everywhere. The radical left sees oppression everywhere. Both become trapped in a cycle where outrage is oxygen and outrage is profitable. Social media platforms reward it. News outlets depend on it. Politicians build careers from it. Every angry click, every furious comment, every viral argument feeds a machine that grows stronger the more divided people become. The public believes they are participating in a great struggle. Often, they are simply generating content. While ordinary people fight over flags, pronouns, borders, statues, and slogans, housing becomes less affordable. Public services decline. Wealth concentrates further upward. The problems affecting everyday lives remain stubbornly unsolved. But those issues are complicated. Hatred is simple. Hatred gives people purpose. It provides villains, and every movement needs villains. The far right needs invaders. The radical left needs oppressors. Without enemies, both lose momentum. Without fear, both lose influence. So the conflict must continue. The language grows harsher. The positions become more extreme. Moderation becomes weakness. Nuance becomes betrayal. The middle ground slowly disappears beneath a flood of certainty. And ordinary people, exhausted by the noise, retreat into silence. That may be the greatest tragedy of all. Not that extremists exist. They always have. The tragedy is that millions of reasonable people are pushed into choosing teams rather than thinking for themselves. The world becomes a stadium. Politics becomes sport. And citizens become fans, cheering for victories, booing the opposition, defending their side no matter what. The goal is no longer solving problems. The goal is defeating enemies. And so the divide grows wider, the shouting grows louder, the hatred grows deeper, until one day people wake up and realize they no longer share a society. Only a battlefield where neither side can truly win. Because the moment citizens stop seeing each other as neighbors and start seeing each other as enemies, everyone loses. And the people who benefit most from that division are rarely standing in the crowd. They are standing above it, watching, waiting, profiting.